Dumbarton Scottish Terriers. It's a great name, isn't it? Dumbarton Scottish Terrier. Sounds great. I've been giving my Scottish Terrier folic acid since she was AI'd. What day do you recommend that I stop giving it to her? The day that she has C-section, or the day that she has a puppy? Stop. Alexander PFC. First time breeder. Have 2 pups, 5 days old. Puppies have got milk constantly coming out of their noses when feeding. On occasion, not constantly. Okay, so they've got some milk out of their noses. She wants to know what to do. She's a good mum. Nothing. Just keep an eye on it. We see this, and look, if you see it, we just mop it up with a paper towel, but we don't get too worried about it. But what you do want to do is pay attention to whether or not they start to get a runny discharge out of their nose, which is a sign that they've maybe got pneumonia. At that point, you need to get a Clavamox for them for about 8 days. And somebody else has talked about exactly that. They said, Rodolfo says, thank you for responding to my question. I'm glad I got her antibiotics. Day 5 and the colour changed on the discharge. It went from green to clear. Yeah, good. So, good deal. So English Empty says, you talked the other day about the shedding gene in Frenchies. What is the name of that gene? It's the shedding gene. And if you do a test with animal genetics, you can test for the shedding gene. And if you've got 2 copies of it, then you've got a dog that's likely going to shed. I don't know about other breeds. When you go to animal genetics, it'll offer that test if it's available for other breeds. Somebody's English also says about tear stains, white fish dog food, puppy or adults, seems to work well. I find beef and chicken are the worst foods for this issue. Okay, interesting. Brandy, my puppy's due next week, so her temperature will go back down and back up again. No, it's all over the place. So sometimes you'll see a dip and you miss it. Sometimes it'll drop back down as she has puppies. Sometimes you don't see a temperature drop at all. So the temperature drop by itself is unreliable. It's just an indicator. All of these things like nesting, panting, not eating food, temperature drop, they're all combined together to give you a clearer picture of what's going on. But any single thing by itself, other than a progesterone level of 3 or less, is not totally reliable. So unfortunately, it's not like on a turkey where a little thing pops out and says I'm done. It's not like that, unfortunately. You have to pay attention to all these things and get a clearer picture. How do you get puppies used to the bottle? They're trying to feed, but they don't like it. Well, a couple of things. First off, use a silicone nipple. That seems to be better. And then what we do is you have to get their mouths open the first time by putting your fingers in the corner of the mouth and opening their mouth and then just ramming the nipple in there. And then they'll get a little taste of it. And after they've got a taste of it, they just realize that this is good stuff and they go to town on it. So that for us, after the first couple of swallows, they're always good after that. Next time you give them a bottle, they want it. But the first time you give them a bottle, they're not interested in it. And I think the problem is it doesn't feel like mum's nipple, and it doesn't necessarily feel warm. And for those 2 reasons, they don't think they get something in their mouth that they want.
Right here.
Yep. Anna Kay says that she thinks that all dogs should have OFAs done. All right, fair enough.
All dogs, even your tiny ones.
Well, no, she's talking about Frenchies. Cat Shiba Inus. When your housebroken female has her pups, does she tend to pee in the house instead of outside? Well, so the answer to this is that our dogs are in the whelping crate with their puppies. And Kit right now is doing that. Her puppies are now 10 days old. And she's not peed or pooped in the cage one single time. But she doesn't pee and poop in there anyway.
And this is twice she's had a litter.
Yep.
She won't do it.
But we take her outside 3-4 times a day so she can relieve herself. And when we do that, she's in no hurry to leave her babies. So
she's running to the door.
You've got to coax her out of there. Once you get her out, then she'll run. Go ahead.
We've got a cat that headed off to the garage, and Kit thought she was going in the house, and Kit goes running in there to make sure she's not going in the house to her babies. She's trying to outbeat her and stay in front of the door.
So Cody Pringle, this is in relation to where we were talking about a dog that's in heat shock. And it's all caps. It says, don't dump a bucket of water. You can put the dog in shock. Well, you've got to remember what I said there was, you've got a dog that's in desperate bad situation. If you've got a dog that's showing signs of heat shock, I agree entirely, don't dump a bowl of water. But if you've got a dog that is friggin' passed out on you, if you want to take the time to put lemon juice in front of a fan and all the other stuff, I think the dog's dead. You're at a point where the dog is really in trouble, and at that point, get it cold down as quickly as you can, and I will take the risk.
What we did that one time was lay ice. We had an ice maker, and we started putting ice around all over around the dog, under its armpits and stuff like that.
Yes.
So
yes,
I don't think we dumped water on her.
I mean, I did make the comment about you can put a dog, especially horse, in shock by just cooling down immediately. But you know, there's a difference between somebody just got run over and they're bleeding all over the place, and you put a tourniquet on them rather than take them to hospital. I mean, you know, desperate measures.
You wouldn't want to dump water on them because they'd suck in some of the water trying to breathe. So you used the wrong word, dump.
Yeah, probably right.
So there you go.
There you go.
He didn't mean to say dump.
Vaughn Regnier says, long-term marriage goals, James and Tammy, teamwork is a dream work.
What'd they say? I didn't hear it.
Well, they're commenting on our relationship, I think.
What'd they say?
Oh, teamwork is dream work.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they're congratulating us, but they might not be. I don't know. We do okay. We do okay.
Like I said, just live with us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Come and live with us for a bit.
We're real nice on the video.
Yes, that's right. Susan says she bought a 4-pack of Wayne's View cameras for $71. They're great. Yes, they are. They are great. We've got quite a few of those Wayne's View cameras. Wayne's View, W-A-N-S View, Wayne's View. They are really good, and they actually gave me one to do a review on, and that's when I started using it. And then I went and bought some more, and I think I've got about 8 of them now. They are really been completely reliable. They're easy to use. They've got great performance. They're pan tilt zoom. They're great. Somebody says they like the way you say wash, Rag.
Wash. I'm Okie.
I say wash. What do
James
I say?
says wash.
I say wash. Yes.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to pass me.
That Jag?
Yes. I like little jaguars. Yeah, I say wash. Wash.
Wash.
And where y'all at? So that's Okie talk.
Adrian Rivera says, thanks for content. Question, I have my 4-week-old litter. I'm working on transition to moose. I tried with weaning, the weaning bowl and also with a flat plate. They don't seem to interested. I put their face in order to let them get a taste, but they just back away and lick their lips and continue to play with the other pups. Mum is starting to enjoy starting not to enjoy their company since they've been growing teeth. Yes, right. And nails, by the way, clip their nails too.
Yeah, that's what I got to do on that video that we're going to do of the babies today.
Yes.
Trim their little nails because they're like little hooks.
Yes.
So they make mama's belly sore when they're nursing little babies.
So you're having problems with the weaning bowl, and I think...
What's a weaning bowl?
It's going to be one of those things with the centerpiece in it.
Oh.
They're great. Because they don't march all the way through it, and you've got one dog in the middle of it with all the other ones looking around, and it's peeing and pooping in the middle of the food, right? The weaning bowl's good. But they're not liking the food, so I think you've got to try some different food. I think that the problem is the food you're giving them is not what they want. I don't know what you're feeding.
With
you don't say what you're using. What we use is Royal Canine
Moose.
Puppy Moose. Starter Moose.
Starter Moose. And then we add
goat's milk
in it.
Make a slurry.
To make it like a gravy, a thin gravy.
Yes.
And then, you know, in a couple of days, do it a little thicker.
I'm licking my lips. It sounds so good.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried the Puppy Moose? I have. It's not bad.
It doesn't surprise me, James.
It's not bad.
I was so glad I wasn't ever around when you were a little kid.
If I was on a desert island and all I had was a crate
little boy.
A crate of Puppy Moose, I'd be a happy man.
James's sisters always say, "Oh, we're so thankful for you for being with James for so long.
They said that when they were alive.
They're still alive. They're glad to be away from you. He's awful boy.
Everybody's glad.
What they tell me, he was just awful.
I was a mischievous little bastard.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to this moose thing. I mean, look, I don't know what you're feeding, but I think I would recommend try different food, try and thin it out some. And then here's something else you could try. Put a single puppy in there so there's no more puppies to play with. So that the attention is not on something else. Take the toys away, take everything away, just the puppy and the food. And leave it in there for a little bit. Stick its nose in it and see if that'll do some good.
Well, there's, you know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. This is puppies. You're going to have to, their attention span is zilch. Maybe they're too full from mama when you set the food down for them. You're going to have to just make time for 15, 20 minutes for sure. They're going to come back and eat it. After they're playing with the other brother and sister, they'll go back and eat it. They'll shake and shiver for a little bit, and they'll go back and eat a little bit more. So don't be in a hurry.
Yeah, I like it. El Canoes Marley, is the progesterone test is 28? Is it okay to do an AI? Yes, on the fine care machine. On an IDEX, I'd do a TCI at that number, and on the, can't think of the name of the silly thing. Oh, brain's gone. On the, what's the other machine that's pretty popular? Much higher numbers. Minivitus. On the Minivitus, you want to be at a 28 for your first AI, so you're close on a, yeah, so you're good on a Minivitus too. I have Frenchie puppy, 2 months old, but he's not sleeping properly for the whole night. How can I keep that? How can you get him to sleep? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you buy one of those little toys with the heartbeat in it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Don't we have those for
We
sale?
do. Yeah, we do. We got them on our website.
Yeah, I've got the little, go to our website, mybreedersupply.com.
Yes.
And buy that little stuffed toy with the heartbeat in it.
Yes.
For us, it works wonderful. You can put them in there and they feel that little heartbeat beating and they hear it. And they'll lay right with it and go to sleep.
Yes, right.
That's what we did with Buble when he was growing up.
That's exactly what we did,
He loved it.
Yes, exactly. So
and he knew when it was nap time. When it was time for him to be put up for a nap.
And a 2-month-old puppy is young. So we know our puppies typically leave at 10 weeks, not 8 weeks, partly for this reason.
If you're buying a puppy at 8 weeks, that's way too young for a puppy to leave its home. Really and truly, yes it is.
Well, I don't disagree.
They're not ready to go.
Yeah, well that's part of the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's, you know, that's why you're having problems is because they need that extra 2 weeks to be with mama. Yes, okay. We're in our garage, which means it's time to... Did you turn that on? I turned it on. Oh. Say goodbye. Say goodbye, Tony. Call me about my little new babies. So, 580-799-1910. Call Cody too. One last one here. Jeff Morgan says, terriers and full fluffies. Temperature drop 88 to 89, or did he mean 98 to 99? What we meant was a temperature drop below 99.0, so 89.9 or lower. 89? Sorry, thank you, Tammy. 98.9 or lower. 98.9 or lower is indicative of puppies within 24 hours. Yep. What if your dog has SS but doesn't show pied? Well, then it's maybe a cream. Remember, cream covers everything. Or it's a solid white colour and it's an extreme pied, and it wouldn't show pied. Just because the dog says it's pied doesn't mean they'll necessarily have pied spots. It could be completely white, and that would be an extreme pied, which you've got to be careful about because those dogs could be deaf. Make sure that dog can hear. Yep. If it's in a group of puppies, you think it can hear because it gets up when everybody else gets up. Put that puppy by itself. Clap your hands real loud, you know, squeak a toy to see if it grabs its attention because it could be deaf and you don't know it. Yeah, somebody else, Susan, also corrected me on that temperature. I got that temperature wrong. Yes, when I said 89, that's completely wrong. It's 98.9. Sorry about that. I corrected you immediately. Yeah, I have a black eye next time they come up here. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk.
There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.